What is up, guys? It is Tony here with another episode of How to Photo, and today, as you can see, we are taking a look at lenses, and more specifically, as a beginner, what lenses you should choose. Here are some of my recommendations. So here's a lens you guys are probably all familiar with if you are Canon users. This is the kit lens. The kit lens on the Nikon and on the Canon side are both great starting lenses, and actually later on down the road can be used to do video because it's a great zoom range. Now, as you can see with the image quality of this lens, you get extremely sharp images with not much issues in terms of aberration and distortion. But the thing you have to realize is the downfall of this lens lies in what a lot of people call the speed of the lens, the aperture. The aperture of this lens is very bad. It is at f5.6 when you're fully zoomed in, which gives you a lot of grain in low light, like in this image. So when you are finally ready to graduate from your kit lens, you want to go with a prime, fast lens that is affordable, but also gives you extremely good quality and, of course, a much wider aperture. So as you can see, we have two candidates here. We have the 40mm and the 50mm. These are both very similar focal lengths. The difference is in the price and the build quality. The 40 on the left has a metal mount, the one on the right has a plastic mount. Basically, at the end of the day, build quality doesn't matter that much when you're getting down into these cheaper lenses. You're not really going to get weather sealing out of lenses this cheap anyway. But at the end of the day, these are both great lenses. It comes down to your needs and what you are more desiring. Do you want a compact, nice little 40mm pancake lens like the one on the right? Or do you want the sort of bulkier 50, which gives you a wider aperture? The 50 gives you a 1.8 aperture, and the 40 gives you a 2.8 aperture. 1.8 gives you very thin depth of field, which is very fun to play with, but the 2.8 almost does the job. Now, although the 50mm is cheaper than the 40mm, some people claim that the quality of this lens is actually better than the 40mm, and I'm probably one of those people. When you look at the quality of these images, the sharpness wide open, it is definitely better than the 42.8. Now, with that being said, I feel the need to defend the 40mm lens, because this lens, of course, is much more compact, and because of that, it is difficult to get the same quality. But the sharpness of this lens is definitely no slacker. There is one major problem that bothers me, and you're looking at it right now. It's the color fringing and the aberration that you get with this smaller lens. Now, as you guys delve into primes, you're probably going to be missing the zoom. So I decided to throw in a very good zoom lens, basically, that I used for the majority of my videos, including some photography, which is the 18-135 STM zoom lens. This lens has the STM electronic silent focusing system, image stabilization, and, overall it's a great lens. But there's one thing you might notice about this lens. It is very similar to the kit lens. It only has an extra 70 total focal length, or 80 total focal length, sorry my math was off there, which means that it's not really that much greater of a lens. It really comes down to quality and feature sets. Now, you guys are already familiar with this photo, but this photo shows some very good image quality from the 18-55, but where it really suffers is in its inability to zoom extremely far and its inability to focus quickly. These two images I am showing you right now really show the actual physical, real-world potential this 18-135 will give you at such a small price. You're able to get a much better zoom range, and of course you get the amazing focusing system. These photos I took, which I consider to be some of my best photos, would have never been possible without this lens. Now, this next lens is what I like to call an artistic lens. It is the Rokinon 8mm fisheye lens. This lens is extremely affordable, has incredible build quality, and yes, it's all manual. Yes, you have to focus and change your aperture manually, and there's no autofocus. But at the end of the day, it teaches you a lot. It's a fun artistic lens. It's a great tool to have in your bag, and it's a lot of fun, especially when you're doing sports and action shots, and even architecture shots look extremely good with a fisheye lens. Now here's a really good couple images that I took with this fisheye lens that really show the artistic value to it. You can see you don't only need to do skateboarding shots, but you can get some really impressive images. It really grabs everything going on, and it really does a good job at allowing you to use your full artistic, creative potential. Now the last lens I'm going to be showing you is pretty much one of the higher end lenses that you're going to have to pay for. This is a 70-200 2.8 aperture lens. This is basically a fast zoom lens. Everyone needs one of these if you're going to do nature photography, sports photography. It's also good for doing portraits. Now, as I just mentioned, this lens is very expensive, but as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is a video for beginners. Lenses that beginners can buy to start learning on so they can move on, possibly make money, and start to buy better lenses. Now, this lens is very necessary for a lot of photography, so what is the loophole? What is the way to get this lens for an affordable price? Well, this version of the lens I am showing you images from right now is the Tamron 70-200. It's not made by Canon, not made by Nikon, but it is a $750 lens that does everything you need it to do. This is a steal, and it is a great way to start out using telephoto lenses. So there you go. Those are the lenses I think are necessary for beginners, and I think those are great lenses for people to start out with. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. But that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you guys next time.